Okay, so first off, I want to apologize for the blown out background. I'm doing this at noon, so this sun is brutal. I'm in my hometown park, Lions Park in New York. If you know where that is, shout out to you. But right now we're talking about the iPhone 7 Plus. Now you're thinking whether or not you should get it or you should just wait or not waste your money. Well, here's 6 reasons why the iPhone 7 Plus is great for reporters or video makers or anybody who wants to be productive. All right, reason number 1 is the stereo speakers. Now that sound is coming out of the earpiece and the bottom speaker, we're getting that stereo sound. So if you're in the car listening to news coverage or watching your favorite video, you don't have to worry about bringing your headphones everywhere because this little monster makes a bit of sound. Number 2 is the battery. Now you can't physically see this, but there's a 2900 milliamp battery. What it means is that we're getting an extra hour of usage than we did with the iPhone 6s Plus. So with a bigger battery, essentially you can do your job for a little bit longer. Next is the storage. Now we have 32 gigabytes, 128 gigabytes, and 256, which means if you have some video and you're shooting some things and you're worrying about your storage at those larger capacities, you shouldn't have to worry as much. I'm one of those guys who loves to save my Facebook Live videos or any other pieces, and I always worry, I don't know if I should because it might take up a lot of space. Now I have a little more peace of mind that I can store it because I have so much storage to deal with. Next is water resistance. Now I said water resistance, not waterproof. This phone is water resistant. It's IP67, which means it can deal with splashing and 30 minutes down to 1 meter of water. This part I don't like. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's water resistant. It's not gonna break. Okay. For science, right? For science.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Long about a Saturday night.
That hurt. That hurt. So if we're in the rain, because we're going to be reporting in that, you don't have to worry about pulling out your phone and getting it wet. It should be good against rain, but not so much if you drop it during flood coverage. Now let's talk about speed. With this A10 Fusion chip quad-core processor, we are talking a very fast phone. You can launch apps, close them, you can have any other apps you want to open, and they just snap open immediately. So when you're on the road and you need to do anything like tweet or launch an app or do anything you want, you're getting it that much faster. Last but not least are the cameras. Let's talk about the back now. We have a 12 megapixel 56 millimeter optical image stabilized camera. It's a telephoto camera, so we don't lose resolution when we use it. But if we go any further than 2 times, we will see pixelation and some damage in our image. But if you don't, you should be crisper. Now this would allow us to get closer to the scene without compromising image quality. And how about that other camera right next to it? That 28 millimeter f1.8 camera. What that does, it takes really great photos, and with that 1.8 aperture, you get a little bit more depth of field. So that little bokeh effect, that blur you see, should be a little more prominent using this camera. And what about the front facing? We do a lot of selfies, we do a lot of Facebook Live, a lot of periscoping. What about our faces, right? We are no longer dealing in the 720p life. We now can go up to 1080p because of the upgrade from 5 megapixel front facing to 7 megapixel front facing. So what that means is that we have a sharper image coming out of the front where we're doing Facebook Lives, periscopes, or anything that we want to show our face. Now a 1080p front facing camera can mean good things because you look sharper, or bad things because you look sharper. Now what I didn't talk about is iOS 10, the new operating system that lives inside these new phones. It's very, very productive in certain ways, and I'll certainly make a video explaining why that is good for reporters or YouTube makers or any video makers or anybody who wants to be productive. For right now, those are your 6 reasons why the iPhone 7 Plus is great for reporters and anybody else who wants to be productive. I'm Ken, and if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and of course you can subscribe. And I hope to see you again soon.